You know that moment when you're sitting at the kitchen table, looking at your bank account with your partner, and one of you says, "We make good money, so why does it feel like we have nothing?" Yeah, that moment. That's what we're talking about today. My name's Praku, and I spend way too much time thinking about why households earning six figures feel more financially stressed than families making half that amount did 30 years ago. And if you're in a dual income household wondering why two paychecks somehow feel like less than one, you're not imagining it. There's actual math behind this, and it's going to make you angry. Here's the thing. We've been told our whole lives that two incomes are obviously better than one. It's just math, right? If Sarah makes $65,000 and James makes $58,000, that's $123,000 coming into the household. They should be crushing it, building wealth, feeling secure, but they're not. They're stressed. They're one car repair away from panic, and they have no idea why. Make sure to hit subscribe if you want more honest conversations about money that actually makes sense of why everything feels so broken right now. And honestly, if this video helps something click for you, leave a thumbs up. It genuinely helps me keep making these. So look, let me hit you with something that should be obvious but somehow isn't. According to OECD data from 2024, dual earner households in high-income countries now spend a higher percentage of their income on fixed costs than single earner households did in 1975, despite earning significantly more in real terms. We're making more money and keeping less of it. That's not a budgeting problem. That's a trap. The term two-income trap was coined by Elizabeth Warren, the senator, back when she was studying bankruptcy law at Harvard. She looked at over 2,000 families who'd gone bankrupt and found something genuinely shocking. Families with two working parents were more likely to file for bankruptcy than single-income families. Not less, more. Let that sit for a second. You work twice as hard, bring home two paychecks, do everything the system tells you to do, and you're more likely to lose everything. That's not personal failure. That's systemic design. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Praku, but that research is from 2003. Things have changed. And you'd be right. Things have changed. They've gotten worse. A 2023 World Bank report found that in developed economies, the gap between household earnings and cost of living has widened by 34% since 2000, with housing, healthcare, and childcare driving most of that expansion. The trap didn't close. It got bigger. Let me show you the actual math, because this is where it gets uncomfortable. Let's say you've got a couple. Call them Maya and Dev. Maya makes $70,000 working in project management. Dev makes $52,000 in graphic design. Combined, $122,000. Sounds solid. Top 30% of households in most countries. They should be fine, right? Here's what happens to Dev's $52,000 income. First, taxes. Because of progressive tax brackets, that second income gets hit at the marginal rate, the highest bracket the household is in. Between federal, state, and payroll taxes, you're looking at about 32% gone. Deb's $52,000 becomes $35,000 in take-home. Now they've got one kid. Childcare in a mid-sized city averages $14,000 per year according to 2025 data. The $35,000 is now $21,000. They both commute. That's gas, maintenance, parking, maybe a second car payment they wouldn't need if one person stayed home. Average cost, $7,500 per year, down to $13,500. Here's where it gets sneaky. Two exhausted people working full-time means more takeout, more convenience spending, more paying people to do things you'd do yourself if you had time. Cleaning service twice a month, grocery delivery, that prepared meal kit subscription. Behavioral economics research shows dual-income households spend 40 to 60% more on convenience and time-saving services than single-income households. Let's be conservative and say $6,000 per year. Dev's $52,000 income is netting the household $7,500. That's $28 per workday. That's $3.50 per hour. Dev is away from their kid 9 hours a day for $3.50 an hour. But wait, here's the psychological trap, and this is the part that really messes with people. The gross number still looks big. You see $122,000 on your tax return and you think, we make good money. Banks see it too. They approve you for a $480,000 mortgage based on that combined income. You buy the house, you take on the car payments, You enroll your kid in activities, and now you're locked in. You've built a life that requires both incomes to function. Neither of you can stop. Neither of you can step back. If Dev gets sick, if Maya gets laid off, if literally anything goes wrong, the whole structure collapses. You've activated your emergency backup plan, that second income, as your default operating mode. And when the actual emergency comes, you've got nothing left. This is what Warren found. Single-income families in 1975 had flexibility. If the breadwinner lost his job, the stay-at-home parent could enter the workforce. That was the backup, the safety net. Modern dual-income families have already deployed their safety net just to pay the mortgage. There's no margin, no flexibility, no plan B.
Think of it like this. It's the difference between driving with a full tank and driving with your gas light on. Both cars move, both get you to work, but one can handle a detour, the other can't. Modern dual-income families are financially running on fumes even when the gauge says full. Now, I know what you're thinking. Praku, what am I supposed to do? We literally need both incomes to survive. And look, I get it. You need both incomes to survive the life you've built around both incomes. That's the trap. Here's the shift. Stop treating the second income as permanent and guaranteed. Start treating it as temporary and optional, even if it isn't. Here's what that looks like practically. First, size your fixed costs to one income. If you make $70K and $52K, structure your mortgage, rent, and non-negotiable expenses so they fit within $70K. That might mean a smaller house, a different neighborhood, one car instead of two. It means sacrifice now for flexibility later. Second, direct the second income toward buying back your freedom. Emergency fund first, 6 months of expenses, not 2. Then retirement accounts, then taxable investments. Every dollar invested is buying optionality, the ability to say no, the ability to handle a crisis without bankruptcy. Third, resist lifestyle inflation like it's a disease, because it is. You got a raise? Great. Your friends don't need to know. Your lifestyle doesn't need to change. That raise goes into the wealth-building machine. This takes discipline. It means watching colleagues buy bigger houses. It means explaining to family why you're not taking advantage of your income. It means going against every social pressure that says dual-income families should live like dual-income families. But here's what happens in 5 to 7 years. The investments start generating income, compounding kicks in, and suddenly you have what you thought 2 incomes would give you in the first place: genuine security, real options, the ability to make decisions based on what's best for your family, not what's required to keep the bills paid. Look, our generation got sold a lie. We were told that 2 incomes equaled twice the security. But security isn't about income. It's about margin. It's about flexibility. It's about having reserves when life doesn't go according to plan. The families thriving financially right now aren't the ones earning the most. They're the ones who refused to let their expenses expand to consume their income, who kept their backup plan in reserve instead of deploying it just to keep up. You can't earn your way out of a trap you don't even see. But now you see it. The question is, what are you going to do about it? If this shifted how you think about your finances, do me a favor and hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more conversations that actually explain why money feels so broken right now. And drop a comment. Let me know if this resonated or if you think I'm completely off base. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.